Hey, this is Kyle Roadman, EPUD GM. Wanted to provide another video update here to our customers. It's been a couple weeks since we did one of these, and there's been a lot going on at the utility. Most of our staff has been able to catch up on sleep, get back to something of a routine now and normal work schedules. But there has been a lot of cleanup effort that's continued, and I'll touch on that in just a minute here. One of the things I wanted to do first is just express one more time a deep expression of gratitude and thanks for all of our customers for supporting us throughout this major event that we had and for continuing to support us after the fact here. We've been receiving just all kinds of thank you notes, of expressions of gratitude for the staff and what they did. You can see hand-drawn images of linemen out there restoring power. One of our customers wrote us a poem that we've placed over here. So it's really something to see. And as staff comes in to either get coffee in the morning or prepare a meal, they get to read all of these and reflect on how big a deal this was and the effort that they were able to put into this and how it paid off for our customers. I really am amazed, the fact that you all as customers are the ones that were out of power for so long. And yet to have this kind of support behind us really does mean the world. So thank you for that. It won't be forgotten. One special note I wanted to call out is this one here. Earlier this week, I went out with one of our crews to Pleasant Hill Elementary School, and they had drawn this nice sign for us. It says, "Thank you, EPUD," and everybody signed their name to it. And I could really see how important it was to them to be able to have gotten back to school. I think it's one thing to be out for a week, but if it extended, a lot longer than that, I think even the kids would have been going stir crazy. So it was great to see this. Thank you for the students out there at Pleasant Hill for making that for us. I know our crews really appreciated that. Okay, a couple notes here about where we're at post ice storm. There's been a lot of cleanup effort happening across the district. You may have seen, our crews out there collecting debris, whether that's broken poles, downed wire, anything that we couldn't reuse. We're having to follow kind of a strict process of collecting, documenting, making sure it gets into the right place when it comes to disposal. That's all very important as we work through our FEMA process here to hopefully get reimbursement for the storm costs. On that note, we have been meeting with FEMA officials. Just had a meeting yesterday, in fact, with a couple folks that are working to validate the initial cost estimates that we put out there. Our current number is about 10.5 million. It's gone up a little bit the last couple of weeks here. We think there's still quite a bit of work actually to do out on our system. Some of our services like irrigation that aren't being used currently are still going to need to be fixed. So we expect that 10.5 million could actually go up even higher than that. And it just illustrates how important that FEMA reimbursement process is going to be for us. Next week, I'll be attending a meeting from being put on by Representative Val Hoyle from the federal government to talk about the FEMA restoration effort and how we can hopefully receive reimbursement. We are going to be needing a declaration from the federal government of the emergency that happened here. We think we're going to easily meet all the financial thresholds for that to work and for us to be eligible for reimbursement here. But obviously at that level of over $10 million, it means a lot to hope that there's some something at the end of this that would help us with the financial cost. We're also going through a pretty long process to, what I'm calling it is a storm autopsy to try to figure out exactly what happened on each point of our system that caused the damage that we did see. There are multiple factors. I think in large part the weight of the ice was the culprit, but that was combined with several other things that were going on as well, including falling trees. We have pole attachers on our system that we think contributed to some degree to the level of system damage that we saw. So we're trying to sort all that out, and my hope is within the next couple of months here, we'll have a full report out on each geographic area across our district, exactly what the root cause was of the damage, and then what we're going to use that for is to reassess our capital plan and try to figure out, well, what kind of spending would make sense in a particular area to try to prevent not just what we saw during the ice storm, but any other future events that might happen. I've talked a little bit about undergrounding before and the advantages and disadvantages of doing that. You know, it's expensive. I think it will make sense in a lot of cases, but there also are areas where we can do other types of projects, whether that's, you know, strengthening the overhead wire and poles, whether it's rerouting things to avoid certain areas that we saw extensive damage in. We're going to try to be nuanced about this and strategic to make sure that the dollars we spend are going to the right places, and that they will actually help prevent these kind of things in the future. That'll factor into this FEMA process as well. Typically, FEMA opens up a round of funding for what they call hazard mitigation projects. And so we think we can get some of these capital projects at least partially paid for through FEMA funding that may come down the line here. Those are really the big things I wanted to touch on. You know, we are always conducting, you know, open meetings out here. So if you have any questions, you're always welcome to attend. You're always welcome to write in. You know, we'll be trying to keep these video updates going so you can see the progress this year as we sort of clean up our system, and then ultimately as we reinvest back into the system to try to prevent these kind of major events from having the impact that they did this last go around. So that's what I've got for today. Thank you again. This support, I just can't speak enough about. You know, our customers are just the best, and you continue to demonstrate that time and again. Thank you for what you do. We really appreciate it, and talk to you soon.